it. But listen, y'all, I have somebody amazing that I want to bring to you all. You know what? I have one of the greatest people who is in public relations and branding, somebody who is got their stuff all together. They're not just talking about it. They are actually walking the walk as well as they talk the talk. I'm talking about somebody none other than Jamillah Rahmaad. She is a public relations strategist who will help you to leverage your profile and your expertise in the social media realm, wherever you are, if you want to get your name out there, if you want to be able to leverage your expertise in the marketplace, because if you have a thought, the only way to get it into the marketplace is through media. And I've got a dynamic person who can help y'all do that. So I'm just going to bring her on and let her talk to y'all and tell a little bit about her expertise, tell us a little bit about her story. And more than anything, I expect you guys to get ready, get your pens, get your papers so you can listen to my friend all the way in DC, Jamillah Rahmaad. Are you there, sister?
Hey. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I love the energy of this morning show. Even more so, I love the fact that we get to help other Black CEOs when it comes to leveraging their business, when it comes to showing up and really blowing up, because we know that that's so important when it comes to small business owners, when it comes time to step out there, be seen, be heard, and be paid. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Awesome sauce. Well, I'm just going to turn this thing over to you. I'm going to turn the steering wheel over to you. So please drive carefully with my peoples.
I'm going to drive fast. All right, you guys. So thank you guys so much for having me here. If this is your first time being introduced to me, what up though? That's my greeting. I love to see that we are growing our businesses, that we have some amazing things that we're going to be doing, because I know one thing about us Black CEOs, we have the power to change lives. We have the power to save marriages, to build wealth, to build up families, all the things that we're doing with our business. We have the impact to change the world. So one thing you want to do when you are thinking about blowing up and you're thinking about showing up, you should think about implementing a PR strategy for your business. So just in case you're like, who is this lady and why is she qualified to speak to me, you guys? I help entrepreneurs so that they can confidently pitch themselves, so they can land media attention and their ideal customers. So just giving you a little bit of my background. I've got 13 years of experience in PR, marketing, and events. So I started out in corporate America working for a governmental agency. I was the assistant to the chief of communications officer. So with that, you know, when it comes to being politically correct and being sure that a brand shows up and really shows up as the CEO, I have experience in that area. After that, I started working at a university system. At the university system, I was in charge of their marketing and their outreach efforts. While I was there, I actually got the Staff Innovation Award because I built their operation systems for how they generated leads and how they reached their community outward, so their outbound marketing. From there, I moved to one of the largest entertainment PR firms in Atlanta, Georgia, where we work with a lot of celebrities, a lot of Black CEOs, a lot of people within the entertainment world, red carpets and things of that nature. But while I was in that firm, that was where I got my biggest experience with helping people blow up. Because when you're working with the celebrity level of things, it's a whole different ball game. And what I realized is there are so many small business owners who have these qualities, who have small businesses that can help a ton of people. So that's where my heart was. And that was when I went into full entrepreneurship. And with that, starting to help small business owners who were looking to show up and who were looking to leverage media, who were looking to be on more stages. That's where I am now as a full-time entrepreneur, a full-time Black CEO. And really having that experience, I have helped my clients land some amazing opportunities with many top media outlets that you see right there on your screen. So what I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about was what I call expert influence. Now, when you're at a certain level, when you've had the experience and you have done your learning, you've been to college, you know, now you have something to offer the world. How do you position yourself so that you get opportunities like this to be on morning shows, opportunities to be on podcasts, opportunities to speak on bigger stages? I call that expert influence, and that is the ability that leads an expert, someone who's knowledgeable, someone who knows what they're talking about, someone who has experience in business, leads them to being a person of influence, leads them to thought leadership. And the first thing that you guys need, and if you're taking some notes just for today, if you're like, I want expert influence, there are 4 things that I want to chat with you guys about. The first being credibility. When it comes to what do you know, what's inside of your brain, what can you transmit to others, it's super important that you are visualizing and understanding what makes you an expert, that you have the results that you say you can give, because there's a whole bunch of people out there faking the funk. Now, we've talked about today how there are experts who may be stealing content, maybe doing a little bit of pirating. That is because a lot of those people, they don't have the expertise that you have. They haven't, you know, had those years of experience and had the results for their clients. But when you have that and you've built up your credibility, the next thing you need is number 2, being able to tell your brand story, letting people understand why you are who you are, why you are the best person to choose. Why should people do business with you? Now, this is something that directly affects your sales. This is something that directly affects the growth of your business, especially if you're looking to scale up. Letting people know that these are the results that I've had over the years. This is what I have done in my life, in my career, that has made me unique and specially qualified to do this for your business. And then the third thing you want to have after your credibility, your brand storytelling, you need to know who you're talking to. One thing that I always say is everything is a pitch. And that's because if you think about it, everything really is a pitch. It doesn't matter if you're asking a girl out or a woman out. That's a pitch. You're pitching for a date. If you're, you know, having a proposal so that you can get a new contract, you're pitching for that contract. If you're telling your kids to go to bed at night, you pitching them so that they don't get on punishment, right? Everything is a pitch. Use that in your business. But remember, with each pitch, there's a different audience. So you need to know who it is you're talking to. How are you telling that story? How are you showcasing your credibility? Because for each audience, it's going to be different. If you're speaking to an investor, if you're speaking to a media outlet, those are 2 different people. So be sure when you're going through that brand storytelling part of letting people know who you are, you know who it is you're talking to. And lastly, the most important thing, the thing in which I got the award for that I mentioned earlier, is your systems of operation. Once you generate those leads, people know who you are. They're starting to take interest in you. You need to have a smooth system behind you that's leading people to either book a call with you or to purchase from you or to whatever it is that you're doing in your business. But you need to have a system and an operation, something set up so that it's easy. One thing about business is we make it complicated only because we're here, there, and everywhere and thinking through all the things that we have to do when it comes to what do I do now that I have everyone's attention. You need to have a system and a process for your sales. So those are my 4 nuggets for today. I want you guys to really blow up when you show up and show something amazing and show up with something amazing that can help your audience really build a relationship with you when it comes time to showing who you are, what it is that you're best at. Be sure that when it comes time for you to blow up, you show up with expert knowledge and you show up how you want people to take you serious.
About what you share with the people. I mean, there is one thing that many of us who are, you know, especially I remember when I was trying to get into the entrepreneurial space, and more importantly, how to position myself as an expert in my field. And because of a whole bunch of prayers and learning through trial and error, I wish I had your checklist back in 2016. But nonetheless, I am here. I'm doing the doggone thing. But some of the things that you share with us, at least your 4 points, they're very, very key to the success that any entrepreneur can have when they're out there in this space. So I have my co-hosts. I know that they're dying to ask you questions about the expertise and your personal branding knowledge that you can share with us that will not only answer their questions, but I'm sure they will speak for everybody that's out there in the Black CEO feed. But before I get to the co-host, make sure if you are watching this broadcast that you post a question in the feed. We will make sure that Jamillah gets it and she will be able to answer it and connect with you. But remember, it's not only the connection. I want you to do business with her, aka spend some dollars, y'all. It is imperative that we not only get the expertise, but if it's the expertise that is the corner that we need to turn, if it's that breakthrough moment, you have an obligation to make sure that you spend with an expert who can help you position yourself in the marketplace. Because right now, y'all, it's a lot of noise out there, but you've got to be able to position yourself as the expert in your field of expertise. They call it SMEs. You've got to be the subject matter expert that not only is out there talking, but you want to be able to do business and you want to be able to serve the people that you were called to serve. So at this point in time, Silky Smooth, can you ask Jamillah a question that I know everybody wants to know?
Ooh, wow. Well, you know what? I really appreciate it, Jamillah. You did a fantastic job. You know, one of the things that a lot of people struggle with is understanding the difference between a corporation or their company and a brand. A company may have multiple brands, but the actual company is titled this. How do you help people distinguish between the company that they have and the different brands that they are trying to set up?
I love that question, especially because our title is Blow Up When You Show Up. I think a lot of us CEOs are kind of hiding behind our brand. We're hiding behind logos and aren't necessarily letting people into why we are who we are and why we have the business that we have. So the reason that that is such a good question in separating the two, when you show up as the expert, you show up as the expert business owner. You have to show that you are knowledgeable about the thing that you're offering. So of course you have the brand side of where you have a good business, that business provides results. But for you to be the expert, you have to let them know why, as the CEO, you deserve to lead that company.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good. Candace, Crimson, Curvaceous, Creamy.
Robert. Jamillah, great information that you shared today. So I think my question would go toward you said inside of the steps, you have to know who you're talking to. So inside of the process of knowing who you're talking to, are there any steps? Some people would call this maybe your avatar or your target audience. Are there any steps that you can give for people to help identify who they're talking to and you know, that whole process? What should that look like? You like maybe the top 3 steps. Do you have any?
Oh, that's a good question too. I love that because there are multiple people as the CEO of your business that you're going to talk to. If you're talking to investors, you're going to be talking more about money. You're going to be talking about the finances when it comes to your business. If you're talking about your ideal customer, you're going to be educating them on your products. You're going to be educating them on your services. You're going to be educating them on you to build that relationship, to get them to understand why you are the company that they should choose amongst everyone else. So when you're thinking through that piece of who's my audience, who am I talking to today, think about it. If I'm creating a video or if I'm on a radio show like this, think about who's going to be listening to this. What are the things that I should be saying to make sure that they hear me and I'm not talking to just anybody? Like right now, I wouldn't want to be having an investor conversation, you know, on the BlackCEO morning show. Instead, I want to be talking to the audience to let them know who I am so that those people can be drawn to me.
That's really good. That's really good. I love that. To even go and to go more into it. So let's say if we're having a conversation with our audience, you made a point clear, and I want to make sure our audience doesn't miss this. You said you educate them during the video or the content that you're sharing, because I see a lot of times people are getting on and they talk a whole lot about what they've done and who they are, but you mentioned educate. So can you maybe go a little deeper into that and the importance of educating while we're online?
Absolutely. So in there, we talked about step number 2, which was your brand storytelling. When you're educating people about you, like you guys heard me say, I've got 13 years of experience. And then I kind of gave you a real quick, brief history on my background, which kind of gave me that credibility of who am I and why did she show up to this show? Why they got her as a guest? That's why I gave you that information. So you have to be comfortable with telling your backstory. And for me, that is the pitch. So when we talked again about that pitch piece, you guys, it's who you're talking to. It's knowing how to educate people on why your business is in place and why you're the CEO that they should be taken seriously.
That's really good. Thank you so much, Jamillah. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome sauce. Well, listen, Jamillah, I know for sure. Here's my question. I'll go back to the credibility piece, right? Because I said a little bit earlier before we started asking you questions that there's a lot of noise out there, right? And it's really tough to figure out who's credible and who's not. You know, there are a lot of glitzy and glamoury kind of things out there with pictures and photo ops and cool little infomercials and sizzle reels. You know, I've been to a place where I thought it was like the real deal. And then when I got inside, it's like that bag of potato chips that looks full, but there's a whole bunch of air inside of it, right? And then I've also been places where, you know, the speaker didn't have like all those 3-letter acronyms after their name. You know, they didn't have the MBA, they didn't have the BS, they didn't have any of those things, but they absolutely tore the whole place down. So my question for you, for all of my Black CEOs out there, like what are some nuggets to absolutely solidify and make yourself credible? Is it the pictures? Is it the actual infomercial? Like what can you do to solidify yourself as being credible? Because I know a lot of people who are looking to get on stages, you know, they have to put those proposals together, and there are a lot of people who want to get the business and create their list, but the part that they struggle with, at least in my observation, is proving their worth, and more importantly, to use your words, prove their credibility. So how do they do that out there in the Black CEO tribe?
So when it comes to proving your credibility, that all has to do with how you run your business. That all has to do with, you know, what are the results that I'm offering people? What is the transformation that I can deliver? What are the things that I have done in my past and over the years that actually make me credible? Like if we really talking CEO today, that means that you guys have been through some things in your business. And when it comes to that storytelling, that is the piece that builds up your credibility, letting people know, you know, hey, I've been bankrupt and now, you know, I'm bankrolling. You know, I was a dropout, but now I have kids who all have PhDs. So our stories start with us, and that's the thing that makes us an expert, really uncovering and revealing why you have done the things in your life and how they have led you to where you are today. So I think that if you really are like, I'm trying to blow up, I really want to show up, you have to be able to tell that story. You have to start talking about those failures, and you have to start talking about those wins. You have to talk about those results and those transformations that you have actually gotten done in the business. And that is what makes you credible. You're credible when people know it's not just a bag of chips full of air.
Well, I love it. I love it. I love it because here it is. Here it is, real simple, Jamillah. Because you've had some success in the marketplace. I've certainly seen you do your live. I definitely know that you have brand awareness. You certainly have the credibility out there. So I don't want to just keep giving you all these kudos. I know that somebody's listening right now. They certainly want to connect with you. They certainly want to build with you. They certainly want to spin with you and get more of your expertise. So if you were to tell the people out there in the Black CEO family, what is the best way to get in touch with you so that they can see how to show up and blow up in their personal brand?
Absolutely. So I would love to connect with you all. Please go to www.befriendyourbrand.com. That's my website. And right on there, I have a new case study that I just released. It's brand new, but it walks you through the blueprint of creating that celebrity status around your expertise, creating that brand authority that you're looking for. If you want to be credible, want to blow up, you want to show up, go to befriendyourbrand.com. You can get that case study. You also can book a call with me, and we'll talk one-on-one on video and figure out if there's any gaps in your business, any holes when you want to, build up who you are. Go to befriendyourbrand.com.
Ooh-wee. Make sure that if you are listening, that you go into the comments section and you type befriendyourbrand.com. So somebody else who was not able to hear what you're hearing, make sure you share it out with the Black CEO family. Jamillah, I want to make sure that you have so many calls that you don't know what in the world to do with them, because there's certainly some people out there in the marketplace who are trying to show up, they're trying to blow up, but they just don't have those key critical elements, those 4 points that you share with us. So if you're out there in the Black CEO family, make sure that you post in the feed, befriendyourbrand.com. And without that, I just want to make sure that everybody out there, Belton, Candace, any more questions that you guys have? Because this has been such a rich, content-filled moment with Miss Rahmaad. So is there anything else that you guys have to ask her?
No, amazing job, Jamillah, and it's going to be amazing working with you in the future. I see it already, honey.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so I'll put my crack in there, because Jamillah is in the DMV area. I mean, one of the coolest areas in the world to actually be in. So I plan on reaching out to you very, very soon. And if you see Daquan online, it's me. So I want to make sure to make me blow up Daquan.com. I'm so sorry. I am a very professional guy. I have everybody to know that. But I just want you to know that if you hear Daquan.com, it's all me. It is all me. So
Daquan, let's go.
Daquan is in the building. You heard me. So listen, y'all, we don't want to hold you up any. We thank you so much.
Put that in the feed, Daquan.com.
Daquan, that's right. Put it down in the feed. If you are with a brother, make sure you put Daquan.com in the feed. Your boy ROB. It is all me. But listen, y'all, it has been such an amazing time with each and every one of you.